When I was little, I had a loft bed with a desk underneath. I've always been a pretty heavy sleeper, I could fall asleep at a concert, so it was strange when I began waking up at 3 in the morning every morning. What was even more strange were the noises coming from the attic. Shuffling, knocking, boxes moving. My 9-year-old brain rationalized it as an animal or bird that had gotten in. After a few weeks of shit sleep, I decided to knock back on my ceiling the shave and a haircut pattern because I was bored and hadn't interacted with whatever was in the attic. I waited in silence for a few minutes until I was about to fall back asleep and then I heard it. From the ceiling a foot from my face, it knocked back the pattern. Every night when I woke up, I'd knock and sometimes get a response. It gradually stopped over the years, but I still wake up at 3 a.m. every night. It's weird but it only happens in my room, I sleep fine in hotels and other houses. 13 years later and I've just been getting weird vibes around my house. I feel like I'm being watched. I sometimes hear someone saying my name, most notably before bed and whatever said it is very close to my ear. I can feel their breath as they whisper and it freaks me out so much that it takes hours to get back to sleep. The shuffling in the attic also started up again, but I don't want to knock back anymore. There's a lot of weird shit that happens, things get moved, my dogs and cats. I'm living in a haunted house now. The owner was a good guy. Old man by the name of Peter. He died a lonely sad death. The landlord I rent from told me his story. He had a wife, she died from suicide. Had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. The boy went off to Iraq, died in the war. His daughter died from a drug overdose. He haunts this house. Harmless, but mischievous at times. He loves my dog Odie. He and Odie play around from time to time. I'm watching TV, Odie in the chair with me. Odie's ball will roll by, Odie will jump out of the chair and chase it. I live alone BTW. Sometimes I'll catch Odie standing in front of the closet, ball in mouth, wagging his tail. The closet is where they found his body. He had a heart attack. Peter and I have an understanding, and I respect it. As long as I don't bring green dishes in the house, they don't get broke. Lol. Don't ask me why, but he doesn't like green dishes, cups, pots or pans, etc. I got a green dinnerware set for Christmas once. Had them nicely placed in the cupboard, came home one day they were all on the kitchen floor broken. Shrug. I had purchased a small green crock pot. Odie and I are asleep one night and I hear a crash. We run into the kitchen, crock pot on the floor. Odie runs back to the closet.